Okay, Tyres, that was the one hot pocket all of last week. So let's chat with one management and understand what is really happening with the company as well as sector. None better than Neeraj Kamar, Vice Chairman and Managing Director at Apollo Tyres, joins in on the show. Neeraj, hi, morning. Firstly, tyre stocks on the Indian markets have been surging as rubber prices, have sort of eased, improving the profitability prospects of the sector. Tell us, how does it impact Apollo Tyres in the coming quarters?
I don't think rubber prices are falling sharply. Yes, they have eased out. As you can see, profitability has gone up of certain tyre industry companies in India. But it's also the dollar-rupee parity is hurting us, because the rupee at 55 rupees a dollar is hurting the tyre industry. And as you can see, Q1 results have been at an average of 8 to 9% EBITDA margins. So I would not say that the rubber falling firstly so sharply. It is just easing out. It is at 180 rupees. It should go further down to international levels. And as the rupee is pretty high, therefore the tyre industry is not getting the entire benefit.
But a 1 rupee fall per kg in rubber prices, by how much does it improve your profitability, and how much scope do you see in your margins because of the falling rubber prices?
Well, I would say 40% of raw material is natural rubber, and raw material prices are 70% of the entire tyre cost. So you can work out those analysis.
Do you plan to pass on this benefit of lower rubber prices to customers by cutting the tyre prices?
Well, I've told you that there is no benefit that we have got in the company. So there is no there is nothing to pass on, because the tyre industry is just coming up from a huge investment of nearly 15 to 20,000 crores.
Neeraj, apart from rubber prices in Q1, we saw margins in operations also improve across geographies. So do you expect this kind of a momentum will continue, and will it sustain?
Well, in India we've seen growth both in revenue and in profitability, even in Europe, even in South Africa. South Africa saw a revenue growth of nearly 40%. In Europe we saw a revenue growth of nearly 7 to 8%, and India saw again 7 to 8%. So I think going forward, I'm pretty bullish and optimistic. I believe that the top line will grow at healthy margins. The challenge will still remain on the bottom line, on the operating profit margins. We are still forecasting, we're still bullish on the bottom line, but I believe it's going to be a challenging time going forward as far as bottom lines are concerned.
Okay, Neeraj, good to have you on the show. Appreciate you taking the time out and joining in. As always, Apollo Tyres, after a good last week, the stock is holding up by about 1%, as is the case with other tyre companies or stocks as well. The market, meantime, lying absolutely quiet at 53.84.